Hey, what's up, Hero Lair fans? You're back hanging out with us. My name is Dan. With me are 2/3 of the Meathead Crew. Mario, Josh. We're going to watch the final trailer to Season 2 of Netflix's Daredevil.
Can't wait.
As we're recording this right now, it is live. So pretty much as soon as we're done and uploaded, I'll binge watch as much as I possibly can. And
Same.
Take my
I sent a picture of Sims to like a bunch of files I saw that they're going to be uploaded new, and I was like, well, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Pretty much. Weekend done. Yeah, exactly. Here we go.
Actually, I have a lot of marking to do, so
Final trailer.
after combo.
I haven't told you everything. The city is ground zero in a war it doesn't even know is happening.
Let's stick.
This war is bigger than everyone.
Wow, lecture.
Everything is coming.
What?
This is the war I need to fight on. My way.
What?
That's the hand.
Yep. Most likely. Because Daredevil and Wolverine had to contend with
Look at that fucking microwave. That was a bad This is complete Batman. Hero.
Choke.
The path you've chosen isn't going to be an easy one.
Oh man,
This is a TV show.
this is no, it's not. This is more than a TV show. Wow.
You can my way. Accurate.
Shoot.
Oh, yeah. It's like a guile flash kick.
Oh my. Wow.
God damn.
Oh my.
Oh.
My dudes. That. Oh my lord.
What a tremendous time we live in. We get, how many episodes do we do? 13?
Yeah.
13
We get
episodes.
13 hours of that.
Yeah.
Gee, that's unbelievable. But like,
wow.
did you see some of like the cinematography and that? Like we talk about this all the time, but like what they're doing in television now blows my mind, and especially Netflix television. Like what they're really setting a bar that is so far. You're getting a 13-hour movie here.
Yeah,
you're
that's
getting
it. That's
you're
exactly
getting
the best way to put
equivalent
it.
to a 13-hour
A good,
film.
dark,
Good,
well done movie.
like high budget 13-hour movie is
Yeah.
what you're getting the equivalent of in this, and it looks dark. It looks absolutely gritty, and you're in it, and it's like just the same quality almost as you see in like Dark Knight or any like the Christopher Nolan or any of that stuff. Like the props aren't cheap, the costumes aren't cheap. Like they're really getting into it. The lighting is amazing.
That's what I was just about to say. They're doing everything they can to set atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere is so well set. There's nothing about it kind of feels, and contrived or
phoned in, or like, it's just for the kids.
Exactly.
Which used to be the thing of
exactly.
things not making sense.
Each aspect looks like a dedicated fan put it together. Like someone who's, yes, they are in the business, but at the same time, they're very much like us, like you guys, who just really appreciate that kind of content, the story, and they want to bring it to life in a way and manifest it in a way that is most palpable, most grounded for what it is in terms of its fiction.
And the same way that someone would put together, like the great kind of crime thrillers, right? You think of like Heat. You think of some of the Godfather movies. You think of a lot of Michael Mann stuff, like Michael Mann's best things, Collateral, things like that. They don't take stupid cheats. Where like in some movies they'll just be like, just give him this, whatever.
They can do multiple back handsprings to dodge that,
or even like, or why are you doing this? Because I can, right? Or like the cheesy, like I guarantee you, what won't be in here is some like cheesy shot of like Punisher killing somebody, and then he like leaves a Punisher logo and bullets or something. That takes you out of it, right? All the characters, and what I'm looking forward to is how do you build their motivation, the reason behind their conflict. Do they eventually get together?
Yeah.
And now seeing that the hand is showing up.
Oh man,
that was revolutionary.
Awesome, yeah. So we're gonna get ninja fights, but story-wise, that shows a lot because I anticipate kind of the first half being, the Punisher being the main antagonist.
Yeah.
But now it looks like Elektra has her own agenda, and the Hand might be the overarching major villain. That they all have to.
Yeah.
Because eventually we get Defenders.
Yeah.
After all this, which is going to be Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But Punisher's got to fit in there somewhere too.
Yeah. Right? Now, did you say that? Speaking of the Punisher, sorry to cut you off.
No, go.
So, speaking of the Punisher, you're talking about getting a little bit of backdrop into their psyche and into their personality.
Yeah.
See that scene where Punisher's just standing there in like what looked like a ward covered in blood, like Carrie.
Oh my god!
And we were talking earlier about like I don't know on a previous episode that we did was like his psychosis.
Yeah.
We are getting to see even deeper into the madness. Into the angst that is the Punisher.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's you've got like he's just going absolutely crazy. Like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now.
Yes,
right.
That's a great one.
You know what I mean?
To the heart of darkness.
Into the heart of darkness, and you're like at that moment where he's just like rising out of it, and like.
But I think matching that and going back to like very educated, smart, dedicated writing. They'll do a scene, I guarantee you, and like 2 minutes in, you'll be like, yeah, Frank Castle's right. He should kill these fucking people.
Yeah,
Because he won't just be killing them for the sake of killing people because they're bad. They will set it up so that you could almost...
You'll identify with it.
Yeah, you'll identify
what he's going
with
to become. He's going to become what we call in literature the picaresque hero.
Okay.
The anti-hero, essentially, but the one that's kind of has that evil streak, but you identify with.
Yeah.
Much as you, even as someone as reviled a character as like in Clockwork Orange, they set you up so that you kind of are on a journey with him and you kind of side.
Well, you identify along the journey,
and he's a complete ill-begotten miscreant, right? So if you have the Punisher,
Speak for yourself.
Judge not,
as to be judged.
But the Punisher, you're going to easily side with. Like the viewers are going to easily side with him even more so, right? So you're going to understand him, and you're going to understand Daredevil.
It's another thing. Obviously, being here and being from Canada and from Toronto, like we've got a different view and an aspect on things like that. But coming from like say a military state or a military family, you're obviously going to identify with that even more so, where you're going to have that type of persona and that pride. And it's like, you know what, if you get to a point where you've got an enemy, it's not just beating an enemy or doing it, it's you're punishing him. Like you are taking a kind of almost like that vigilante aspect of it and making it palpable and making it like to a point where you have to understand what he's going through, or you're going to be put into that situation where you're going to say, like, if I was there, I would do the exact same thing.
You're going to understand like his soullessness, where he gets lost. You know what I mean? And it actually reminds me a lot of like in the novels that I've written. The protagonist in my novel comes from like a place where he is a sentry, he is a guard, just like the Punisher was a soldier. And what happens and what they experience, turns them. And you go on this journey with them and understand the depth of their darkness.
Yeah.
The novels are Genesis of the Hunter Part 1 and 2.
Yes.
Plug. Everything about it just looks great. And not to keep harping on the Punisher, but it's fucking amazing that we're finally getting what seems to be a seriously taken villain.
Yeah.
Not only I think are we going to get from the strength of the writing of his motivation, but that him covered in blood, I think he's just going to be cutting people down. But not in like a cartoonish, ridiculous like Expendables way, where
or not in a Quentin Tarantino like way.
Not at all. But you'll still,
gory.
but I don't think they're going to save anything.
Yeah.
He's probably just going to gun people down everywhere.
Well, I think that's they kind of alluded to that in the first trailer, where he's just like he's gone off the deep end, like he's done, like there's no going back. He's jumped off the deep end, and the fact that he was calling Daredevil a half measure, like you're just beating these people up. Like, what is that going to do? They're still alive at the end of it.
That they get out a week later.
Yeah, they get out a week later, a month later, a year later.
But now
they hurt somebody else.
Speaking of Daredevil, though, did you see his change in mentality? Did you see that one scene? I'm assuming he's maybe against the Punisher. I'm not sure who he's getting. We don't know yet.
Speculation. In the hallway?
In speculation. He's in a rage.
Yeah.
He's just walking like, and he's knocking out lights to blind to even the playing field to make them blind, where he has now an advantage.
Absolutely.
And he's just furious, right? So you're gonna see some interesting stuff like this coming together, and I can't wait to just sit back on my couch and just open my eyes.
That That scene was actually really great. Where that scene that you were talking about there, where it's like it reminds me a lot of Batman Begins. Yeah, that original fight in Batman Begins, where he's using the darkness as his ally, and now you can he's totally becoming that character. Where it's like
costume is great.
Welcome to my world.
The costume is fantastic. Looks protected. Still lets him move around. It doesn't look like a skin tight. Nothing that's like you could be killed with.
It does look cool,
pocket knife in it. You know what I mean?
Watching season 1, I did get very used to the Man Without Fear costume.
Yeah.
From they based it on with just the black. Yeah. Kind of like a really badass Princess Bride.
Yeah. Wow.
But like pulled over, it kind of looks like it.
You're gonna have to get out of your head. You younger viewers, you're gonna have to go back to get that one. Yeah.
But and so then like once you get to the final episode of season 1 where he has the full costume, it's kind of jarring.
But that's what I was.
But
oh my God,
it does look really good.
But because we have to wait so long just to see what it looks, and now this whole season is gonna be him in that costume.
That was well played.
Fighting ninjas.
Ninjas.
Yeah. So how does I'm not familiar with too many of the Daredevil things, but how does the hand fit into the Marvel universe?
Okay, so there's a whole time.
And are they related to the foot? Will there be a merger of the foot?
Hand and foot. Basic limb coordination is a hand and foot sequence.
Yeah, in the Marvel universe, what kind of storylines?
Well, first of all, Stick has some kind of background training. Elektra, I don't know how they're going to do in this, but Elektra, like
they must know each other before.
Who?
Elektra and Daredevil must know each other before because they're kissing and whatever.
Well, we're gonna assume time has elapsed, but like Stick has training in the East, but a lot of it is self-taught. It in some way he brings it in. He brings it in some kind of, as far as I can recall. I believe it's Stick, and correct us if we're wrong. But Stick brings it in. Elektra it was a martial artist. She trained. She competed. So I think she starts going into that stuff when she starts fighting against mob bosses and stuff. Like she starts getting into that underworld as well. Okay. But she was, I think, more self-taught initially. Not self-taught. It was a martial artist that like someone was paying for to teach her, and she became really good. So I think it's more Stick, and then there's a couple other villains that come up in Hell's Kitchen, like Iron Fist, like whatever, that kind of attract, just like Batman creates Joker. Yeah, they kind of bring it in like.
Now, what the antagonist from season 1?
Kingpin.
Where is he involved in this?
No, Kingpin is a gangster.
I don't know, but I'm saying is where is he in this world right now? Yeah. Like because he's still very much alive at the end of season 1.
He's locked up, but
he's locked up. He's still very much alive. He's still very he's locked up, but is it really locked up? And how much of it?
Yeah, but the hand is going to be are going to be different players. Yeah, under a different head. Right. Like that usually they'll talk about in different movies and films. You have like an Asian triad that comes in and they're trying to try to take a niche on the streets. It might be something like that.
Because I guess there is kind of a vacuum because Kingpin kind of took out all the Russians. Now that Kingpin is gone, a lot of his guys are locked up there. Maybe there's some kind of
in that weakness.
Yeah, I thought he was a great antagonist in the first season. So like I definitely want to see him back and see something more out of that. So like and again, my lack of familiarity with the full Marvel universe, right? But it's like seeing but they definitely look like an ominous presence. Like this whole, though they've set it up very well in just this trailer of how powerful this nemesis is and how much how much trouble they're giving.
Yeah, awesome.
Looks great.
The sooner we finish this video, the sooner we can start binge watching. All right, guys. let us know if you're excited for Daredevil season 2 or you're open to see. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the HERO LAIR. Also help us reach 10,000 subscribers. We need all your help to do it. We'd love to be able to hit that number. We'll hang out with you again soon, guys. Bye.